8,
You're watching The
7,
Experience, Comic Culture, and
6,
Sales.
5,
Streaming live daily to
4,
Facebook, YouTube,
3,
Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey, what's going on? Robbie, what's up, bud?
What is up, Rex? Just happy to be here on this magnificent Monday. How about yourself?
Oh, I guess so. Why is your voice changing?
That's his radio voice.
Yeah,
That's
I was
his
just trying to
secret
bring the
voice.
energy, man. My bad.
No,
That's a normal Robbie voice. Robbie
always has to bring the energy. If you spend any time on social media, I get like 14, 15 alerts a day. Robbie's watching this. Robbie's doing that. Robbie has this. We're celebrating this for Robbie. It's award season again. Make it rain for Robbie.
So what is
It is
what
almost to award season again, by the way. 2 weeks until that starts again, so get ready.
Thank you.
Oh
I
my
was waiting
God.
for him to say that.
Really? That soon? Felt like we just finished.
No, he just finished receiving. This is the beginning process.
Yeah,
Like
we've
it's
wrapped
never
up the
ended.
victory lap. We've wrapped up the victory tour. Now we're ready to go again. Let's go.
Yeah, see? They had a
We had the
Patreon
we
viewing.
had the whole week for his birthday, and now this again.
Have you checked our Patreon?
If I checked what?
Apparently, we don't have a Patreon for this show.
So what's up for tonight, bro?
Tonight we're continuing Crew's Choice with Interview with the Vampire from 1994.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Very
That's a good
timely.
movie.
Season 2 just
It's a good
kicked
movie.
off about a week ago.
I have not watched
On
that. Is that any
AMC?
good?
My wife is a huge Anne Rice fan, and she enjoys that stuff. Mayfair Witches, that's all AMC original. I know it's kind of floating around here and there now, but if I remember correctly, that's all AMC Plus content, and my wife loves that stuff. She thinks they're doing a great job. She loves the actors. She's a fan, so I'm going to go with yes if it's good, because if a fan likes it, I mean, I'm not a fan. You know, that's like asking me.
And what did you do last week, Robbie?
Last week we did
Tropic Thunder? Or was that
Minority
Tuesday?
Report.
Minority
That's
Report.
right. That's the one I missed. I wanted to watch that one.
Yeah, and we're almost done with the whole Tom Cruise thing. After tonight, we got 2 more weeks of it because my buddy Brooks was he was chilling with me at the shop the other day, and he goes, "Man, how many more Tom Cruise movies we got to watch?"
There's a lot. Dude.
Yeah.
If you look at his history, I mean, there's a lot.
I was going to
of
say,
films
he's
out
like the
there.
IMDb big movie champion, man. That's,
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Yeah, the guy's made a ton of movies.
Yeah, and like for Interview with the Vampire, like he didn't really want to do it, and they had to entice him with $10 million, which was a lot in 1994, right?
Still a lot.
And
yeah.
they gave him a cut of the profits. They gave him a percentage of the profit for the film.
So, I mean, he's made a lot of good movies. I mean, I'll give him, credit where credit
Tom
is due.
Cruise is this dude where he's sort of like a mixed bag, right? There are people who really dislike him. He said things that maybe, I don't even know how much he meant them, or if they were taken
Oh
out
no,
of
he's great.
context.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's jumping on the couch when it was on. What show was
There's
that?
things
Oprah?
as Oprah, but for example, Kirsten Dunst is on the red carpet talking about this, that, and the third. Of course, Interview with the Vampire comes up because the new season just popped on AMC Plus.
Right.
She talked about it, whatever. For like this movie's at least 25 years old, probably more. Every year on her birthday, Tom Cruise has sent her like a giant box of her favorite cupcakes from like some super exclusive place in New York. Knock, knock, knock. It's 2 security dudes
Like
in the
he
car.
sends fruitcake to like people he knows for Christmas,
And
for
I-
like Christmas or something.
And
She
I'm
also
thinking,
mentions that like she's asked about it all the time, right? And John, this year marks 30 years. 30 years.
and he's still sending one co-star from 30 years ago a huge heart-shaped thing of cupcakes. And I guarantee you right now, even if a normal person buys them, that's probably a $500 box of cupcakes in their sort of high-end cupcake world.
Right.
Right? So I just, what does it cost Cruz? He's got to have someone bring it to her house, fly it out to her house, because from what I understand, Kirsten Dunst lives in California. So those cupcakes have to be flown from New York to California, and then they get delivered. So what does that run, Cruz? 3, 4, 5 grand?
Well, we
For
just found out
cupcakes?
he made 10 mil on Interview with a Vampire. So
No, but I'm saying he's like a mixed bag of sort of, like you say, crazy. And then this weird sentimentality or whatever, where he's.
I didn't say he was a bad guy. I said he was crazy. Come on.
Well, when he did Top Gun 2, they talked about how he flat out refused to do certain things until the studio would okay Val Kilmer's inclusion.
Right.
And this, because of Val Kilmer's health, the filmmaker studio thought, this is probably not a great idea. And Cruise is literally like, I don't care. I'm Tom Cruise. Do it or we don't move forward. And there's not a lot of guys that can kind of get away with that with big megacorps in Hollywood. But if you've seen Top Gun 2, there's Iceman in the movie.
That's a big scene, when he's in there in the office, the house. It was tough to see Val Kilmer like that, though.
Well, the whole thing was kind of cool. Like, Kilmer sort of advanced further in the Navy because he played the game. Right? Where Maverick is still, Pete Mitchell is still like a captain or whatever.
Yeah, but
and he's like a retiring admiral. So when nobody wants.
I mean,
Here we go.
Triple B, you were close, man. You said 8 minutes in, and it's almost 8 minutes.
And the no prize goes to Triple B.
Nice. We'll give him just a second, guys.
Knowing him and watching, he was pretty cool.
We've been having this conversation for a year and a half, and it's still the same at laptop.
Hey, we're back, I think.
Are we?
Here we go.
Hey, where'd y'all go?
We were in Comcast land. Where were you?
I was at McDonald's land getting a Big Mac.
No, I was saying to John, it's tough to see Val Kilmer like that because, he was pretty prolific, during his career, during the height of his career. He's done a lot of things. So, it's kind of tough to kind of see that. I thought it was a touching moment in the film.
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of like, I hate to use this term because it gets misused a lot, but I think that was sort of almost a little bit of a meta moment where you're sort of, Mitchell is saying goodbye to Iceman, but the audience is sort of getting a little bit of a goodbye for Val Kilmer. And yeah, it is. I mean, I'll admit, it is hard to see Val Kilmer like that because everyone tends to remember Val Kilmer. I mean, literally, Kilmer and I are about the same age. We grew up together. I remember him being the goofy kid from Real Genius.
Right.
And then we grew up as men, and there he's like, like this badass in, Tombstone.
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's, serious illness. He can't work anymore. He can barely speak his lines or whatever.
What is wrong with him anyway? I mean, what does he have? I don't think I've ever read that.
You know what? I'm one of these guys. I don't really pry. Like a celebrity dies, I don't really sort of look into why, unless it's something like, like Kobe Bryant, like his plane or helicopter crashed or something. That's a different story. But when someone is sick, I don't, vaya con Dios, man. I don't,
No, I'm just curious. Usually with somebody notable like a Val Kilmer, in an article where they talk about it, they usually identify whatever's going on.
Yes, they do.
I feel like with Val Kilmer, we've never really known.
Maybe he didn't share it. Maybe he didn't want
to. Maybe you're right.
Robbie's either we're out or maybe Robbie's out.
Are y'all here?
Yeah, we're here. You froze for a minute, or you were messing with us.
Maybe we froze for a minute because we could see Robbie just reading, and that told me we were gone.
But if you were messing with us, it was real good.
Sorry,
Okay.
I was getting phone calls from the store, so I had to respond. My bad.
Oh, and Dwayne's a pain. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
bud.
All right, so let's start with sketch covers. Why not?
Ron, are you here, bud? I know sketch covers.
I did see him say hello. Yes, I did see him. All right, then that's kind of why I'm doing it. All right, for our buddy Ron. All right, starting with sketch covers. First up, this one's nice. We have Immortal Thor #1 signed with Gamora cover sketch by Jessica Court. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it tonight for $75.
Oh, that's really nice, man. It
Right?
seems like we talk about this every week. Jessica Court's work is just, it's exactly
amazing.
where you want it to be. It's what you want it to be.
Agreed.
We should call the art director in here and tell him to give us more stuff from her.
All right, you got it, Ron.
Is he still out there? Someone get me the art director. I'd like to see more of her work.
All right. 75 year I was born. All right. Then next up, we got All-Star Batman #1 with signed with Green Lantern, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Elvis Cardona.
Nice.
Just a retail of $129.99. And we've got it tonight for $75.
It's an interesting background choice, the purple circle. I kind of like it.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's not a color you usually see with Green Lantern, but I like it.
I wonder why I didn't like that, huh? Interesting. All right. Next up, we got Wonder Woman #1 signed with Aquaman, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Eric Negron. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $75.
The yellow background we've talked about has that vintagey feel. This is an iconic Aquaman pose, I would say. You kind of see him. This also is a little bit, I don't want to say it's a swipe, but this is also an iconic Submariner pose.
Right.
So
Is that them or me?
That's
I'm
the
not sure if we're
All
back
right.
or not.
I
saw us drop off.
love this Aquaman
Are we back?
cover.
It's
Y'all back?
Yeah. Well, I think someone actually said it too. Has a Submariner energy.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Are we? Yes, no?
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Not sure. It's really bad today. I don't know. It's
It's
sunny,
really bad today? Today an
uh,
exception?
mostly sunny. No rain.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I really don't.
Well,
I
probably. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Commander Beef, what's up, bud? All right, next up. This one's a special one. Space Ghost #1 signed with Space Ghost cover sketch collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail $149.99, and we've got it for $85. All
This
right,
one
Ron,
looks downright luminescent, right?
yeah.
What's that?
So this one looks downright luminescent.
It really does. Yeah. It just, some of these just really, really work very well.
Ron, I am assuming you're talking about Space Ghost, not Aquaman. If I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me, bud. Okay, Marcus, Space Ghost is actually a penciled, inked and colored and then cut out and put on a black the black background. I'm not sure why. We'd have to ask. Got it, Ron. We'd have to ask Mariano about that. I'm not sure.
We'll
Why he
talk
did
about
that one.
Space
Right,
Ghost
because
a
it's
little
hard to
bit
get
of a-
that level of white on a black cover, right?
Yeah, that would be
That
my.
might be it.
We'll talk about Space Ghost probably a little bit later on, but Space Ghost is sort of taken over a lot of comics Twitter and some of these other
Really?
things. Yeah. I'm on Twitter
Hey, Lars, man.
almost all day, every day, talking about Space Ghost, and I'm not the only one anymore.
Did I tell you about the day that Lars man came over?
No,
I did not.
I don't think so.
It was before Wednesday show, I think it was. And some guy walks in a suit. Okay, so we think, oh God, it's a little late for them to be for the copier guy.
Someone's getting served Concord
right.
papers.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. Okay, turns out it was Lars man.
Nice.
Yes, he just said he came in right, and we're all looking, and we're like, okay, what are you selling? And he goes, it's Lars man, and we were like,
missed it.
what?
Lars,
So-
man, I'm sorry I missed you, man.
Yeah, he was too, man.
I hope you guys
saw
get
that he
tons
had.
and tons and tons of free
Well, he
stuff.
had accounts he had to visit in our area,
Oh, okay.
and he had to fly out to Philly like right after that. But he was nice enough to take the time to come visit
Nice.
us here. That was super cool, by the way. I gotta tell you guys, that was
We're
super
gonna get a
cool.
wall with pictures of people who've come
We
here.
should, right? We
Ron's
met Ron.
here,
I was in here
Castle's
that
been
day.
here.
John Spilios has been here. I missed Ron the day he was here, but John was here, Amy was here, Nick was here. So we've had a couple of visits.
Ron being here is like an experience. They should sell tickets when Ron.
Yeah, I
visits.
know, right? But I gotta say that when Lars Man dropped by that day, that made my day. It wasn't the greatest day, just a lot of things going on, personal, business, whatever. Okay, but seeing Lars Man, getting to chat with him for a couple minutes, that was super cool. That really was super cool. And I gotta tell you, yeah, I know he wanted to meet you too, man. I gotta tell you, because sometimes we don't know. We know a lot of you, but not really in that sense. And when you
We
guys
just did a
come
regular
by,
background check. So.
yeah, because we'll do that in the next production meeting. Which
When I
almost never
got here
happens.
today, I thought we might have to bring collecting dude in here because I've never seen him dressed that sharply before. I assumed it was like arraignment day in court. He got the dress shirt on, the nice pants, and I'm like,
Dude, did he tell you why?
he did not.
You have to go to a funeral. Somebody died, John.
Oh no! Oh, now I feel.
I don't. Yeah,
Now it's not as funny.
that's why I said it. Marcus, it's going to be little me. I will be. I am responsible for the forum. So please, for the love of God, make sure that you fill them out.
Okay, while they're frozen, here's the picture. I found it.
Oh wow! Look how respectable Lars Man looks.
That's a great picture.
Yeah.
I figured while they were frozen, I can go search for it and pop it up
Didn't-
for everybody to
He
see.
just give her vacation.
I like it.
In 2020.
I think do they even know they're frozen still?
No, they're still just T-painting it. You know, that's what they're doing.
They must be off today. Thank you, Edward. Comcast is striking a lot today. Ah, you found it. You found the pick.
Yeah, nice.
They're a little bit behind, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are definitely a little bit behind. I don't know what's going on with Comcast tonight. They are really messing with us today.
Y'all thought about the hardware? Have you changed hardware?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
They're just committed to staying on the Commodore 128 platform. I don't. I've suggested previously that
For real, right? All right. So I have no idea. I don't know if it's the day of the week. I don't know.
It's
know
them
what
solar flares, bruh, right? That's what it is.
Okay, I'll go with that. I mean, I have no idea.
Solar flares.
Back when I had Comcast as my internet, things just randomly go wrong. And I went through something like, oh, dude, we've tried everything, CJ. I could not. They gave me a router that did not work, and I switched it out like 6 times, and it almost got to the point where you could set your watch by 30 days, and that was it. Okay, it would start crapping out again.
Do we have a router here in the building, or?
Yes, but it's not like the router you have in your house. It's a big, complicated thing, so I don't dare touch it.
Like, oh, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah,
We have both Comcast and Verizon at the house for different reasons. My wife uses Comcast for all her business stuff, and she never has any complaints with it.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
But what I'm saying is that, like, I don't, she's not, well, I mean, I guess she is streaming a little bit because she's doing, like, different webinars and stuff like that, but.
Lars, man, that sounds very complicated. You would need to talk to our IT guy. I have no idea what you just put up there, but it's just, it's dedicated fiber would be great. Verizon was it Verizon that was dropping the fiber in? And then they stopped. They just altogether stopped.
Because the technology it's all like wireless.
No, they stopped before that. Okay, it's amazing. It's all. I gotta be honest with you. Here we go. You got me started. I can't help it.
I know you tried to connect it to your Sega Saturn and it just doesn't work.
I gotta tell you,
don't sleep on the Sega Saturn. That was a great system.
I had Sega Saturn CD. I loved Sega Saturn. Me and Echo all day long.
Let me tell you, okay, it's very interesting. I've been reading what other countries charge for internet. It's highway robbery in this country. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. There's a literal monopoly that is approved or accepted by the government. Okay, townships have literal monopolies.
For everything.
Not in Europe, not in Taiwan.
We're kind of built by business. They're built in a different way.
Why do I have to pay for it?
You,
That's ridiculous. We're built for business. Are you kidding me?
Dynamite in Canada would be great. I keep asking us to get reassessed to that.
It is ridiculous, people.
Dude, I know a place in Montreal that if we ate before we did this show, we'd be asleep.
That doesn't surprise me, John.
If we all could just have that Star Trek future, we would all have free internet, free utilities, all that kind of stuff. So let's aim for Star Trek, y'all.
I absolutely. I don't.
I'll tell you, Taiwan has free internet, Wi-Fi in any establishment you go to. Okay, it works well. On top of that, the charge is minimal. When I talk to my parents and what they pay and what I pay, it's ridiculous.
We're in the timeline where it's like sort of like Robbie talked about Star Trek. There's a timeline where America is like building towards the Federation. There's understanding, things are great, clean, the whales have come back to the water. And then we're in this timeline. It could be.
We're the timeline that leads to Mad Max, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. This is we basically lead to Mad Max.
Well, that's good to know.
That's just how it is. And people seem to have no interest in like pumping the brakes, fixing the bridges, or any of that stuff. So I'm like, well, you know what? I think they can hold on long enough for me, but some of the younger people, vaya con Dios, man.
No, I'm just saying.
I wish you well.
It is amazing to me that, when I've read some articles about it, how they've actively lobbied. Okay, there have been companies that have tried to come in and make affordable internet. There should be a competitive nature to it, and they have stopped it. Places like Comcast, other companies that control it. Okay, and they have had a monopoly now for decades. And they control what we get into and what we get out of.
This is the longest segue for a comic we've ever done. Do you have a comic with like corrupt government or something that you're going to pitch these guys?
No, I don't. But that's good. That's a good idea. We'll do that for
I was waiting for that, like leading up to something we had from like
everything
Boom
we
Studios
publish.
Or something. One of
You
those.
know everything we publish. So
I know
you would have been the very first one to get into it. But I got to tell you. That to me, okay, forget everything you read about politics. I don't care if you're red or blue. These are the kind of things that the rich elitists are doing to us that they don't want us paying attention to. That's why you never hear about this crap. Seriously. Okay, don't even get me started about health insurance.
I've gotten a text from the board. They should move along.
Yeah, couldn't care less.
No more talking.
You ain't in the building, don't care. But, so I got to tell you, it is a tragedy. Cyber glitch. Good one, Corey. All right. So Jay reminded me we got to go on our first break. It is 2-4. So stay tuned. We got more sketch covers, more than usual, and we'll get to those as soon as we get back.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below. Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it.
No.
All right, we're back. Hopefully, Comcast leaves us alone. All right, so let's get to the rest of the sketch covers. All right, so next up, we've got Batman Beyond #1, signed with Batman cover sketch by Tracy Medina. This kind of has a Frank Miller-esque.
Oh,
There
yeah,
we
for
go.
sure.
Yeah,
Very
that's
Frank.
absolutely
So
sort of
Tracy
like a
Medina
little...
is a relatively new artist. We've had her now for like 3 weeks.
3, 4. I was gonna say maybe 3, 4 weeks.
So still relatively new, but love Bronze Age. What's up, man? So all right, so this is one suggested retail $129.99, and we've got it for $75.
I mean, it's like characters like doing Batman when you're a new artist are tough, I think, because everybody's got their idea, everybody's got their take, everybody's got their favorite, and then you have to try to find your artistic voice amidst all of. It's difficult, man. I could see that being particularly, I remember during the 90s, we had all these different Superman artists, and like we broke into camps where I love this guy and I hate that guy. The only thing people agreed upon was the long hair was laughably bad. But the artists themselves, it was all over the place, like what you liked, what you didn't like.
All right, next up we got Venom signed with Spider-Man cover sketch collage by Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got this one for $75.
This is trippy, man.
Hey, this is like, what is this, a black light photo? Like, is this something you're going to hang up in your room when you're hanging out with this in the Scoopy machine?
I have no idea.
Get the art director in here. I have questions about
I have no
this.
idea. Well, it's a little late. You
I
probably had to
was
know.
going to say, if they changed the dosage on the meds or something, because...
No, don't you remember this comic book? It's from when Spider-Man, Peter Parker, auditioned for the Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's great.
All right, and the last cover sketch of the night, Deadpool #1, signed with Gambit, cover sketch by Tony Scott, X-Men '97.
Tony Scott does a real nice job.
He does.
There, man. It's
Suggested retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $75.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is one of my favorites. And I don't even like Gambit that much, but it's definitely one of my favorites of the evening.
I was going to say, I am not a Gambit fan, and I think this is very, very cool.
Yeah, the energy, like that pink on the energy and all around the rest of them, it really works. It pops.
So
somebody better
thank you,
get this.
At 10:30 Eastern, tune into the XP and catch Bronze Age's show.
Is this where he's yelling at Kyle that he's wrong or something? The scolding
I don't
Kyle
know,
show?
But if that's what it is, I'm going to start
That's
watching.
the new age of the show.
I'm just joking, Kyle.
Scolding Kyle.
That's what the new name should be. All right, so now I've got signed books, and I'm actually literally giving them away. Not literally, but
Oh, you meant literally. You meant figuratively, is what you meant. You're one of the. You're like the kids today, is what you're doing, ruining the English language, Rex.
Wow, that's harsh, Robbie. I wouldn't go that far, but all right. So first up, we got Black Panther #1, signed in gold by Raza. It's just a retail of $89.99. We've got it for $30 tonight. I don't think I've ever had it that well.
This looks like Black Panther about to drop the hottest hip hop album of the year right here.
I was just gonna say this was like right before the MTV Awards. He killed the lights and he drops a pose.
You got it, Lars, man. That's very nice. So Ron, you still out there?
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, this is just, and I have to admit, I'm a huge fan of the Ultimate Universe. The latest incarnation of the Ultimate Universe, I'm sort of not completely sold on yet, until I got to Black Panther #1, Ultimate Black Panther #1, and I kind of really liked it, which led me to go back to Spider-Man and some of the other stuff or whatever. Right. The end of Ultimate, and I get it. One of the reasons that the maker is so terrible is because he's Reed Richards. He's always going to outsmart you, no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're Tony Stark or whoever. I'm Reed Richards, man.
$30, Ron, just so you know, bud.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the Ultimate books right now, John. And Black Panther was one. It took me a few issues to really get into it. So if you like issue 1, it's just going to get better, right?
Yeah.
Ultimate is a way different book than most people are used to, but I like that one. But the new one by Dennis Camp that just came out, The Ultimates, rocked. If you like, it directly follows that Ultimate Invasion story and all of that. It's so cool.
And that's sometimes, like, if I'm talking comics on Twitter, I have to kind of remind people, if they haven't been in it for a little while, I'm like, the maker is Reed Richards. I want you to think of all the stuff Reed Richards has done in comics. Right? There was the best quote of any Reed Richards thing I ever saw was Dr. Doom was settling a debate with someone else. This was during that Illuminati thing about who was smarter or whatever. And Dr. Doom's comment is great. He's like, Stark can build a machine that's to do anything that's possible. Richards builds machines that do the impossible. And that's because, and he actually summarized the entire plot of the Fantastic Four. Something goes wrong. They try to deal with it. It doesn't work out. And what does Richards do? Invariably, he builds a machine. It doesn't matter what the problem is. There's a machine that fixes it. And the machine has got all the sort of Kirby-esque art, even long after Kirby stopped doing the book. So it's always got weird little Kirby designs and stuff, and the crackle and the energy. And right before things completely go terrible, Richards pushes a button. And the way they kind of explain that, I'm like, dude, you totally nailed 60 years of Reed Richards in comic books. I'm going into my lab to build a machine. You guys chill out here. Except maybe he makes Ben hold something heavy. Here, lift this. Okay.
All right. So, Robbie has highly suggested Godzilla -1. I was going to watch this weekend. Didn't quite get
Do me a favor, and I tell this to all my friends. The only thing that I saw better than Godzilla -1 was when they did that short-term release in black and white. Watch it in black and white. It is so, especially if you watch
the black and white one is coming to Netflix in I think 2 weeks or something.
I think I saw an email about that. Godzilla -1, minus black and white or minus color, whatever they called it. I didn't think that movie could be any better. But for me personally, I enjoyed it more in black and white. Just like I enjoyed that season of The Walking Dead in black and white.
But why?
Because it's so much I think because it's so much like the original, like the tone, right?
Yes.
And the sadness. And so the black and white really works for it. But here's the thing. The movie is made for a fraction of the budget that most American movies are made for, especially the blockbusters, right? It's a fraction of the budget. It is big. It's got great special effects. It's a blockbuster. It has all of that. But at the same time, it's got a really good story with really great characters and a core thematic truth to it. I think, we always, on our Friday show, how many times do we do shows where we're trying to figure out why Hollywood can't be successful right now? Maybe they need to do the Godzilla -1 model because
to me, Godzilla -1 is like a masterclass in how to do this. If you want to make these kinds of movies.
Now, it won the Academy Award, didn't it, for the special effects?
Yeah, and what's crazy is the writer-director is also the dude who was in charge of the special effects.
Yeah. I enjoyed Godzilla versus Kong and these other things they did. They're a lot of fun to watch, but they're super expensive. And here's a great example when we're talking about what Godzilla -1 cost versus what it's made. Versus they're calling a tremendous production triumph for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, I love Planet of the Apes, man. You put an ape talking, horseback gun, I'm a happy camper. This movie cost $160 million to make. It's made $400 million worldwide. But if you have to lay out $160 million to get into the game, if that's the buy-in, we talk about this a lot in my movie group. $150 million is the buy-in for movies like this now. I don't care if it's Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever. $150 million. Think about that. And that number is only going up. You're just not going to see that stuff. Yeah. And that's why the AI bugaboo won't go away.
Like theatrically, I think this might just be domestically, but Godzilla Minus One made $116 million. Like if an Avengers movie made $116 million, that would be a massive flop. This movie only cost $12 million to make, though.
Yep.
And that's what you do. Just like we were talking about with John Wick, $20 million, and look at how much money they've made throughout 4 films.
John Wick is just printing money. Kevin Feige would be on the sidewalk with all his office belongings in a box waiting for an Uber if an Avengers movie made $112 million. They would be like, dude, you are done.
So you gotta wonder, we always assume that the special effects is what's driving the budget up, but clearly with Godzilla Minus One, that's not the case.
Well, and it can be done in a different way, right? So I don't know what the difference was between the special effects that they did for Godzilla Minus One versus the special effects for a Marvel movie, but I'll tell you what, it looked way better than, say, like She-Hulk or Moon Knight's cape. You know what I'm saying? It's insane because, and also, it's your movies get really expensive when you're like 60 returning MCUs and MCU characters and Avengers 5. Well, there's your budget right there.
I think they have to kind of pare down a little bit. I think when we see Deadpool and Wolverine, you'll see what happens is when you bring in a few people in a reasonable way. And there are certain times where the money is justified. Avengers Endgame, that spend is justified because you need to get that moment, which I don't think they've had in movies before, and I don't know if they'll get that moment quite again in movies. That's a one-time thing. Like Robbie said, that shouldn't be every movie they make. That should be Avengers Endgame should have been their all-in moment. Like, you know what? Here we go. Right. I need this much money to put this. They hand them the script on the screen.
Yeah, and you know that when you're playing poker and you go all in and you win, you don't go all in on the next hand.
Yes.
Now it's time to cut back and play it smart again, right?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
You don't go all in unless you know for sure you got it, or you're going to bust if you don't.
Well, we will definitely get John's overall opinion on the topic that we had on Friday, which was interesting. We felt like it was a last-ditch effort, kind of a jumping the shark, but we'll get to that in a second. All right, let me finish the signed books here. So next up we have Flash number 750, signed in silver by Joshua Williamson. Signed in silver, I believe. It's just a retail of $69.99. We got this one for $25. Then we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 8, signed by Jerry Conway. It's just a retail of $69.99. And I got this one for $25.
This is very cool.
I'm literally trying to give these away.
Like a negative space. I like this a lot. This is very, very cool.
Oh, you know what I didn't get?
What?
The giveaway.
Well, when we go to break at what, 7 o'clock?
No, 6:45.
All right, we'll go to break at 6:45.
All right, Larsman, you got it, bud.
That's really nice, man.
All right, so let's make the hashtag. Let's make the hashtag EXP Godzilla.
Oh no!
All lowercase. Why not?
You have a Godzilla giveaway? That'd be cool.
I was going to say, do you have a Godzilla giveaway, man?
I might be able to find one, but it depends on how much time we have. I will attempt to find one. How about that? All right. Then we have Batman number 99, Joker War, signed by James Tinian IV. Suggested retail $49.99. We've got it for $20 tonight.
I love the fact that they've sort of done this thing, DC in particular, with what I call tone or pitch in comics. Look at this Batman cover, and then click back a couple to the Flash cover.
Okay.
It's literally like the Flash is on super flash forward, in every cover. And Batman sort of has this darker, more rooted, contemplative tone. I kind of kick DC around a lot because, they're sort of, it's robots, it's zombies, it's vampires, it's whatever. But one thing they've really done.
Kick Batman around a little bit too.
They sort of temper. They've sort of tempered the tone of the covers to the characters. And I think they've done that a little bit more successfully. And I hate to say this, but almost every Marvel cover is the same energy, unless they're doing like a variant or something. But just your newsstand cover, if you're going into the store, let's say you don't care about variants. Let's say I just want to read the story.
Right.
You're not a collector. You're not a retailer. You go in and you look, and at least DC, you're like, wow, look at this Flash cover. Look at this. Look at this. I look at the Marvel cover, and I'm like, is this like a crossover? Because there's a lot of sameness on these covers. Like, no, this isn't a crossover. This is just, I don't even know if house style is the right word. It's not the same. And if you go look at the independent stuff, you go grab something from IDW or Boom or Mad Cave or something like that, you see that they're also doing this thing where they're very specifically tailoring the tone of a book. Like you grab two books from Mad Cave, you look at Dick Tracy and you see a Dick Tracy comic strip. You know what I mean? You look at another book, and I think that maybe that's something they ought to be shooting for a little bit. If you're going to ask people to pay $5.99, $6.99 for a comic book, you know what I mean? I think you can put some brain power. Doesn't cost them anything. Yes, I know you have to hire people, but the brain power doesn't cost them anything. When you're asking retailers to try to, well, here's the 1 in 500 cover. You're like, that's it. There's a smarter way to do that.
All right, so last signed book of the night, Fantastic Four, number 571, signed by John Hickman. And we've got this one for $15.
There's just something so appropriate about Reed Richards doing the autopsy for Galactus. You know what I mean? Like, you think about it, who else would you call? You find Galactus dead out in space or on a planet or something. Who's your call?
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like
that's exactly who you call, right? 100%.
Exactly who you call. Like,
you got it, Lars, man.
Like, dude, look, man, I don't know how to tell you this, but you might want to get out here. Take a look at this.
This is a great run of Fantastic Four as well. The Hickman stuff is amazing. It's right up there with the Kirby and Lee and the John Byrne stuff and the Walt Simonson stuff.
I absolutely agree. I think it doesn't maybe get mentioned enough because it's still kind of new.
Right.
But I really think 5 years down the road, not that I think that they're doing anything bad with Fantastic Four now, but I think as a few years go by, people are going to look back at this Hickman run and, like Robbie said, put it on that top tier shelf with Lee and Kirby and Simonson, and you know what I mean, and those sort of runs that were.
Yeah, and you know that the MCU loves to mine Hickman ideas because they're kind of high concept and very modern. They did that with the Thanos, right? They brought in the Black Order and all that stuff. Telling me that they're going to do a Fantastic Four movie and not read some Hickman stuff and get some inspiration from it?
If they do, they should stop writing what they're doing now and grab stuff. Like, I don't know where you are in the script process, but if you watch this and you haven't mined Hickman, start mining right now.
All right, so we got to go to break again, but when we get back, we're going to do a Rex cap, go over the grab bags, and then I want to get John's opinion on our Friday topic, which was Avengers 5.
There's stacks of mine. You guys the old book.
Anyway, when we get back, I want to revisit the topic that we had on Friday with me, Robbie, and Amy, and it was Avengers 5. What do we think? And the announcement that they're going to have 60 quote-unquote characters come back to revisit the movie. And that led into a pretty open-ended conversation, I think, which we kind of talked about. Briefly. You and I have talked about it, but I think that we really explored what was going on there and what we thought, if that was going to be the right move. How did you phrase the question, Robbie? Is it going to revitalize?
A good idea.
Well, yeah, that's what it boiled down to. So, all right, hang with us. We'll be right back.
probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
You love comic books. You collect comic books. But even if you own a rare, expensive issue, it's still a copy. How would you like to own a piece of comic book history? The actual art pages the comics were made from? Oh no, you say. That's too expensive. Regular people can't afford that stuff. Can they? Nick Ferrucci says yes. Join the founder of Dynamite Entertainment for the original art experience on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Incredible art at almost unbelievable prices. Does he have some high-dollar pieces for the high rollers? Sure, but Nick always makes sure to find amazing pieces priced for the fledgling collector. You can collect original comic art. The original art experience. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Part of the experience.
Hey, we're back. All right, I did find Godzilla book. It is Godzilla number 1A, cover A, signed by Dwayne Zarinsky. All right, so that's going to be the giveaway tonight. All right, and the hashtag is XP Godzilla. All right, so hey, Alberto, what's up, man? All right, so let's go through the grab bags and yeah.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. Just to make it clear, we had somebody win on 6-3. Okay. That means for 30 days, you're not eligible to win another giveaway. So if you won one on the 3rd of this month, you can't win again until the 3rd of next month. So just to be clear for everybody, it's 30 days from your first win. Because if you enter and we have to re-roll, or if you enter and you win and you've already won, we have to re-roll. All right, so here we go. Here are the grab bags. All right.
Okay.
So Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $40 retail, so cover price of $3.99 or higher, and we've got it for $5. All right, then as always, we have the Dynamic Forces grab bag 3-pack, and these grab bags are $1 a book at maximum. All right, so we have the 3-pack for $3. It'll have Marvel, DC, and Indies. All right, next up, we got the DF Grab Bag 7-pack, and we got that for $7. And then we've got the DF Grab Bag 15-pack, and we've got that for $15. All right, and then we have the X-Men Random 20-pack grab bag, 20 random X-Men titles from the 1990s with a chance of the 1980s or 2000. Books are 9.0 or better, and we've got that for $20. All right, and then if you get all 5 grab bags, we'll do it for $25 for all 5.
Nice.
All right, and then as always, we have the Dynamic Forces mystery box. 1 9.8, 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Okay. Guaranteed retail value $200, and we've got it for $100. But we've been doing it for $80, so we're gonna do it for $80 again. All right, so instead of $100, we'll do it for $80. And as I said, $200. All right, Lars, man, you got it, buddy. All right, let's do a quick Rex cap. All right, so we've got the All-Star Batman #1 signed with Green Lantern cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Elvis Cardona. It's just a retail of $129.99. We've got it for $75.
Yeah, Lars Man is on fire, man. He's picking everything up.
All right. Then we had Wonder Woman #1 signed with Aquaman cover sketch by Joe Delviato and Eric Negron. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got that for $75.
This is such an awesome cover. I love.
It's an awesome cover. You know, you've got the vintagey feel of the yellow background. You've got the Submariner #1 sort of homage pose.
Great water too.
Yeah, this is very, very cool. It's probably the best I've seen Aquaman look on one of these covers.
All right, so then we got Batman Beyond #1 signed with Batman cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got that one for $75.
Yeah, and I think you're right. There's a little bit of an attempt of Frank Miller, Klaus Janson energy in here.
All right, so then we've got Venom signed with Spider-Man cover sketch collage by Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got that for $75.
I feel like Spider-Boy is taking on like Color Kid from the Legion of Superheroes, and I have to wonder how this is going to turn out.
I feel like Mariano got a neon color set and just wanted to play around with it. Is what I feel like.
That's kind of what I'm wondering a little bit here. Did he just pick this up on Amazon at 3 in the morning and decide to go wild, or
You got to talk to him, people. I don't ask. All right, then we have Deadpool #1 signed with Gambit X-Men '97 cover sketch by Tony Scott. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got this one for $75.
Oh, John is with us. Hey, John.
Playing this one. This is so good.
John, what's up, man?
The thing is, every cover has a home, right? Like, we're kind of goofing a little bit with this Spider-Man cover.
Right.
Someone is going to see that, and it's, sold. There won't even be a discussion. They'll just want to know how much it is. That's going to push a button for somebody.
All
and
right.
that's why I love all these sort of, these different things that are out there now, the variants. A friend of mine, old friend of mine, used to read comics probably until about the 90s or so, was asking me about all these variants or whatever. And I said, what they're trying to do is they're trying to reach more people. Yeah, there's a lot of other reasons, but they're trying to reach more people. To use the Space Ghost thing, we have how many different style artists doing Space Ghosts? Michael Cho speaks to me because that's how I see Space Ghosts.
Right.
There are people that'll probably walk over broken glass at their store to get like the Joe Quesadilla cover.
Yeah.
Quesadilla cover, sorry. I'm thinking of dinner already.
You said quesadilla. I was going to let it slide, but I was like, all right.
I was wondering. Yeah,
I was looking
like,
at,
what is he talking about?
I was looking at my phone and I was thinking of ordering dinner. That's why the Joe Quesadilla cover. There are people that are going to be like, yeah, this is it for me. And this
he
is
should open up a shop, Joey's Quesadillas. That's what he.
Could you imagine that? We know we can deliver pizza, but
I understood that reference, John.
I know. I was wondering if anybody else got it, but I think, and this is why I have to explain to people about why there's these variants. Yeah, there's another way of looking at it, money grab, whatever, blah, blah. I get it. In theory, everything is a money grab everywhere, every day. If you're going to look at everything like that, you're probably not going to find anything to enjoy. When I go to my pizza shop and the guy has 3 different slices of pizza, do I see it as a variety or do I see it as a money grab, my big pizza? Right. You know what I mean? No, and I think that's sort of why I.
Yeah, pepperoni on a pizza. That's just a money grab.
All right, so then Flash #750 signed in silver by Joshua Williamson. It's just a retail of $69.99. Signed in silver, and we've got it for $25. All right. Yeah, we miss you too, Big John.
Yeah. Part of the show.
Absolutely. All right. So curious. So what did you think about the announcement about Avengers having 60?
I'm not entirely sure I believe that. I'm not sure if it's something they're throwing out there to just sort of drop a stone in the water and get some ripples. Having seen how dismal the Flash was, where we got these sort of peaks at all the cavalcade of the DC universe, I don't know. I'll have to see it to believe it. If I'm at the table and they were like, "Hey, we want to make Avengers 5," like every other, I'd be like, whoa, slow down. We've already done this. I think what the Avengers need right now is a team, a story, a villain. Like, let's put the basics back together. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the end of the universe. It could just be something really difficult, like a global level threat, like Ultron, right? It doesn't need to be Thanos. Thanos can't constantly save your storytelling. The Marvel universe isn't just the Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gauntlet, whatever. I think there's a perfect example we saw is, and I certainly don't want to ruin this, but Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch and their sort of multiverse of madness. I think at a threat level a threat at that level should be appropriate for Avengers 5. I don't think you need a massive team. It's okay if somebody wants to pop back in. I've read several times a guy that really wants another go is Chris Hemsworth, because he really feels like that last Thor movie was like a disservice to fans. And he would like to sort of do one more, whether it's an Avengers or whatever, like, you know, kind of like to say goodbye on a good note. Because let's be honest, that movie, Love and Thunder, not so much. Less said the better.
Screaming goats.
Yeah, less said the better on that. I just, so yeah, if you want to have Hemsworth maybe pop in a bit, that's fine. I did see the thing where Robert Downey Jr. said, I sort of itching to play Iron Man again. You know, I miss it. He's like, at first I didn't want anything to do with it, and then I really thought the movies were sort of done. That kind of movie was done, but now it's 2.5 years later, and I'm thinking, I want to do Iron Man again. I think maybe you pick one of them and see how you kind of want to work that out or whatever. I would not be a fan of 55, 60 characters. I don't, and I also don't need it to be a 70 millimeter shot of, you know, like 10,000 people on the screen either. I think this is something that could be smaller. In my mind, what I'd like to see them do is maybe have 5 or 6 Avengers.
Right.
And I'd like to see them cast 5 or 6 actors as a team of villains. Have it be legitimately
do Under Siege.
Yeah, something like that. A little bit more, you know what I mean? I think something to kind of bring people back to Earth a little bit. I think they did Endgame, and everything's up here, and now everything's out here, and people are like, oh, this is no. We had Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Echo and all these things, which you're kind of wondering, who are these for? The only movie of those I saw that I identified who they were for was Miss Marvel. Not for me, but I kind of saw where they wanted Miss Marvel to have an audience, to have a perspective. You know what I mean? And I think they did a really good job for what they were trying to accomplish with Miss Marvel. And then you had a couple other projects where I'm not ready to throw out the entire post-Endgame stuff. Werewolf by Night was great. But again, it's like, what is it, an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes versus 10, 12, 15 hours.
It's just like an hour, right? The Werewolf by Night. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, again, something else I loved in black and white. Now you know why I always take the line art covers for stuff. Apparently I have something against color. I don't know what it is.
Jay, I'm talking about Under Siege, where the Masters of Evil break into the mansion and just destroy it. Man, yeah, good stuff.
I think a little bit we're kind of having Thunderbolts. So I think we're sort of Thunderbolts. So we're sort of moving a little bit in that direction. Yeah, I would love to see, and I guess I love this from the Ant-Man thing. I'm a sucker for heist movies. And I would love to see a hit or a heist by a team of 5 or 6 villains deciding, look, let's just go to Avengers Tower. These guys are going to ruin our lives until they kill us or throw us in jail. We got to make a move here. And I think something like that, the movie doesn't need to be 3 hours. It doesn't need to be 3 parts. it can just be a solid story with solid performances, and let's kind of get that ball rolling again.
Gotcha.
And then sort of seeing the other idea someone gave me, which I thought was kind of a cool idea, was maybe I'm trying to remember the name of, was it actually called The Raft or The Vault? There's a Marvel story from the 80s where they kind of get trapped in a superhero prison.
Death Trap, right? The Vault, Death Trap, or something like that. Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe something similar to that, where a small contingent, sure, if you want to have 50 Avengers out here, knock yourself out. But maybe a small contingent of Avengers, like Hawkeye, someone who isn't insanely powerful, you know what I mean, with or whatever. Maybe some of the more grounded characters, they somehow get caught at the raft or the vault or whatever, right. And you wind up with, let's be honest, there's a lot of supervillains in lockup somewhere. I think it would be fine to see. Another thing I like are Prison Break movies. It would be cool to see Captain America, Hawkeye. I'm not sure. Are they going to call her White Widow?
They do. That's the branding in the comics, so it makes sense that they do it in the movies.
You know what I mean? Like White Widow. See some of those characters, and then sure, sort of have, if they want to have a little Robert Downey Jr. appearance, have him on like a radio call saying, "Hey, look, we're trying to get in here, but you guys are on your own for now. We'll see at the end of the movie."
Right.
And I think something like that is maybe a great way to sort of let's start again. Let's start. And the funny thing is, audiences are forgiving. They want to like the stuff, right? So I think if you take a break and you say, look, yes, Ant-Man was a heist movie. And I think from the beginning, the director said, I'm making a heist movie in the Marvel Universe. And it was successful. I think if they try this again, I think it'll work. But no, I don't want to see, I don't need to see an Avengers version of Legion of Superheroes. I don't need to see that.
All right. So, Jay, I did see your post. So if Alex is watching, he can come in and take a scan of the giveaway. That'd be great. If not, I'll do it at the next break. Bud? All right. Because having me and John hold it up is probably not the best way to do this.
Is there a thing? Can we summon Collecting Dude?
Well, if he's talking to Nick, probably not.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's get to the Dynamite books. All right. So last week's books that came out, we still have a cover price. Lilo and Stitch number 4. All right. Vampirella. Okay, so let us know if you are interested, which cover you're looking for.
Here we go. It worked.
You gotta say it
Did you hear me? I summoned Collecting Dude.
You gotta say it 3 times.
If you don't mind, thank you.
I gotta
Thank
say
you,
it 3
Alex. I
times.
appreciate it. All right. So then there's a letter corresponding with each cover. So just go ahead, if you are interested, let us know, and the letter number corresponding with the cover.
I have a few Disney fans that hit me up in my comic group, and they're almost mad. Like, why didn't you tell me Dynamite did Disney comics? And they're not comic fans per se. They're Disney fans. They don't care what the form is. And I'm like, well, I let you know as soon as Dynamite started doing them. You know what I mean? It's not like I kept it a secret, but especially a lot of my friends in their 40s, they have kids. Something like Lilo and Stitch, Cruella de Vil, they're able to kind of read this stuff with their kids. And this is a little bit of the genius of Nick kind of getting these a little bit, right? Because some of these things can really be enjoyed with a little bit of a younger audience. You know what I mean? I told a friend of mine once, not everything can be like Vampirella, as much as I love it. You know what I mean? Not everything can be Vampirella. Not everything can be Red Sonja cutting someone's head off. Again, which I will buy that until my dying day, but there needs to be something to sort of appeal to. And I think it's no secret. I'm pretty sure it's been announced. If not, we'll just edit this in post. Dynamite will be doing Powerpuff Girls.
We have the ash can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not, So yeah, again, we're looking at something where,
let's see. Correct, Lodge Man. So let me know if you want them.
Triple B. I mean, I think we're sort of on the same vibe there. Vampirella could be a daily, and I'm in. But
all right, Big John, I probably do, but you're gonna have to email me for that one, bud.
I was gonna say, did I not see a foil number 1 when I was in here?
He'll
have to check. I'm sorry, man.
I'm not sure.
I'm just kind of going
because
from
last week we had Space Ghost number 2. So the problem isn't if we have any. It's that it's been moved to a separate warehouse, which means that I can't easily access them. All right, so
these are all cover price, basically.
That's what I have on my sheet.
Okay.
All right.
No, I'm just gonna say this is a nice way to grab these.
All right. So next up we got Vampirella Dark Reflections number 1. And a lot of covers. So let me know what you're interested in, if you are interested, and designate it by the letter that you see with it. All right, then we have Space Ghost number 2.
Can you actually see that?
I don't know. I hope so.
I was going to say, I was going to say that I'm looking at the white covers. That was exactly the same thing I did.
A little bit tough.
I don't think the white covers are sort of, because we have there's at least 2 or 3 line art covers there, and then there's just a white cover.
Everybody here is intelligent. They can be like the Perillo, the Linsner, the Frizen.
Yeah, I mean, that's
right?
true.
Yeah.
Okay, Vampy foil versions. All right, let me get a list of them there, Lars, man. You got it, bud.
Is Marcus a little bit of a MCU apologist and a sequel apologist, I think?
No, you know what? I find myself always, people are like, dude, you don't count because you'll go see anything. Somebody actually said it. They were 100% right. Somebody's like, it's a terrible Godzilla movie, but John will see it, or it's a terrible Avengers movie, John will see it 60 times. Yeah, I will. Because I'd rather see a terrible superhero movie than a good not superhero
Correct,
movie.
Jay.
Good not superhero movie I can watch on TV at home.
Ask Lars, man, if he wants virgin foils, does he want any of the incentive virgin foils as well for Dark Reflections? We don't show them because they're incentives, but they are available. It's just
well, Lars, man, did you hear that question, bud?
Yeah, Lars, man, did you
see you want to pop in here
for Dark Reflections, Vampirella, which is that's for you.
Thank you.
Did you just want the regular open order virgin foil, which would be $30? Or would you like? They're going to be at least ratio at the foil prices. Actually, the foils ratio. Lars, man, email us. We'll talk.
Yeah, Lars, man.
I was going to say this really might seem to be.
So using this as an example on screen, this is Space Ghost number 2. This is last week. So because this book came out last week, I'm showing all the covers that were available. We only show the open order covers on the show because we want you to go to your local comic book store and support your retailer for the incentives because they have to spend money for the incentives. That being said, we do have the incentives as long as they're available. So if somebody said, hey, I want the Michael Cho black and white, which is Q, yes, we just have to get you a price on it, but they are available. So if you guys want that,
because having these images and on the ticker it says $4.99, it seems like every cover shown is $4.99.
Correct. No, the regular because it's last week's books, we're just showing a quick image and the base cover price just to go over everything. But if you guys have been watching, you guys know that the virgins, the foils, are all different cover prices. But that's just the regular cover price.
Yeah, maybe we should list the prices if we're going to list it back, okay? And going forward. So we because we may have somebody who isn't as familiar with what we do. So
I mean, it's easy. It's just same information from last week.
No, I know. I realize that.
I just sent this and I did something special. If you guys didn't know, the giveaway is a wraparound cover.
Ooh.
There we go.
There you go.
Nice.
Break out Rudolph.
So cool.
All right.
I thought it was Christmas in July.
And everybody, we got to take it easy on Alex. He's had a rough week with the debut of Star Wars: The Acolyte. So.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
Yeah.
All right.
It's amazing in its quality and storytelling. I absolutely love it.
All right. So from last
That's
week
what
we have
Disney asked
Lilo
me
and
to say.
Stitch Ohana trade paperback for $13.99,
Oh, I love this.
and we also have Lilo and Stitch Ohana the hardcover for $19.99.
Is this viewable? I guess once
Whatever. He has the image now, so. It's no big deal.
Nice.
All right. So these are also available tonight. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? All right. Now, this week's Vampirella. We've got Vampirella number 669.
Nice.
We've got cover A by Lucio Perillo at cover price $4.99.
Lucio Perillo wants people to know this one is based on Rachel Holland.
I noticed that as I was going through the book.
They've been at cons the last few weeks, and the two of them have been signing books for very lucky con goers. That he's sort of using her as, I forget what they're calling it, like life-like art. I forget what they're calling it, but Sozomaika and Lucio Perillo so far. There's one other artist too. I cannot think of who it is. They're sort of doing Vampirella based on Rachel Holland.
I noticed that.
Cool.
That the cover and the cosplay cover looked very much alike.
It's like Inception. It's like, here's the character and here's the cosplay. Now here's the character again. It's neat. It's really, really, really a neat thing to do. She was super flattered when she was approached for that. She at first thought was like, wait, you're serious? But yeah.
All right. So next up we got Vampirella 669, cover B by Elias Chatzoudas. Also a cover price $4.99.
You're right about cover B. Come on, man.
This has Harris Publishing energy, which I absolutely love. These are the kind of covers that they did for Harris Publishing back when they did Vampirella in the 90s. It's very kind of yet cheeky. Great comment.
All right. Then we've got cover C by Carla Cohen. Also a cover price. All right, Preston, you got it, bud.
Yeah, my eyes are up here. That's very much there's a Harris comic from the 90s. I forgot. And basically, it's the same thing. I think Adam Hughes does the cover, and it's like the eyes are up here. I'm like, yeah.
All right, so this one is this a cosplay one? No. That's cover 6. Sorry, by Carla Cohen. That's also a cover price of $4.99. And let's show the cover D, Rachel Holland. Now, if you could flash back to cover A. Anybody see the similarity there? And the cosplay Rachel Holland is also cover price of $4.99. All right. Yeah, exactly. I would say so, Marcus. All right, so next up, Vampy cover E by Lucio Perillo. It's the Virgin. And we've got that for $50.
You know how certain stores have their own variants? Like Derek Chu did a Tuxedo Tiger comics.
You got a triple B
version. We need like a Robbie's comic store variant for the book.
Only if it's a cosplay of you dressed as Vampirella, John.
Yikes! No, that's we want to sell that book. We want to sell that book, man. That there's 0 copies of that being sold.
All right, so then we got Vampirella cover M. It's the Lucio Perillo UV cover, ultraviolet, and we've got that for $4.99.
Nice, Alberto. Nice.
All right,
Preston, you ain't kidding. Absolutely not.
If you want to get caught up, Vampirella number 666 to 668. And we've got that all at cover price for $14.97.
Did the Thor CCA get claimed? John wanted to know.
Hold on a second, Big John.
Sure.
Yeah, unfortunately it did, Big John. Ron claimed it, bud. All right. So next up, what do we got here? All right, so we've got Cruella de Vil. So, good one, Dwayne. Disney Villains, Cruella de Vil, number 4, cover A by Sweeney Boo. And we got that at cover price of $3.99.
It's a great cover. His Dalmatians didn't work, so now it's Corgis. Yikes.
All right, then we've got Disney Villains, Cruella de Vil, number 4, cover B by W. Scott Forbes. And we have this also as, Marcus, Dwayne, which one you claiming? Cover B, I assume? I'm going to assume that is cover B. So, Marcus, cover A. Sorry, bud.
I don't think we have cosplay covers for Disney.
No, Disney has strict rules.
Yeah, Disney, but I will say this. If you're looking for a cosplayer doing Cruella on her own, totally independent of Dynamite, Gracie the Cosplay Lass, who's done a bunch of Red Sonja for us, you can check her social media feed. She periodically posts these things that she's done before. And I think Ireland Reed also, who's done cosplay covers for Dynamite, she's also done a one of them, I can't remember which one.
Right.
One of them did a Cruella with a Dalmatian. So you kind of have to maybe click around and try to find that a little bit. But there are, and of course there's other cosplayers out there doing, look on Instagram, you'll always find Disney cosplayers, Disney princess cosplayers out there.
All right, so then we got Disney Villains, Cruella de Vil, number 4, cover C by Greta Lusky. And we've got that for cover at $3.99. All right, then we've got Disney Villains, Cruella de Vil, number 4D by Mariana Puglia. And we've got this at cover price of $3.99.
The action figure cover, that's very cool.
All right.
They have different faces for the dogs. Oh my! I would buy this if I saw it in the store.
So, all right, so let's flash up the giveaway again, Jay, and the hashtag as well. All right, so we were talking about Godzilla at the beginning of the show, well, specifically Godzilla -1, and just enter in hashtag EXP Godzilla into the chat, and you will be in the drawing at the end of the show for the free book. All right, so
Triple B, real quick. You can of course check this out on her own social media feed. Anamia was taking a break. She had talked about it for personal reasons. She was stepping away a little bit. At one point, she wanted to focus more on writing than cosplay. Plus, my guess is sometimes people it's a ton of travel. Rachel once joked to me that she travels about 70 weeks a year. So, you know what I mean? It seems like I could totally see where after a while, all the costume building and making and this and that, and, all the hours in the gym and all this other stuff. I could totally see where someone might say, hey, look, I just sort of like to see my family, my spouse, my children, sort of, take a little break. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything from Anamia cosplay cover in a while. So I'm going to guess that she's still on break. I would say check with her Instagram, check with her Twitter, check with her Facebook, and sort of, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure when she comes back, there'll be an announcement when she's back.
Right. All right, let's do a quick recap before we got to go to break. I'll start with the grab bags. As always, we have Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. So retail value of $40, and we got it for $10. We've got it for 5, rather. Sorry. All right. Then we got the DF Grab Bag 3-pack. Marvel, Indie, and DC. And we got that for 3. DF Grab Bag 7-pack. And we've got that for 7. And then DF Grab Bag 15-pack. And we've got that for 15. And then we have the X-Men Random 20-pack grab bag. 20 random X-Men titles from the 90s with a chance of the 80s or 2000s. Books are 9.0 or better. If you get all 5 grab bags, a grab bag combo, we'll do that for $25 for all 5.
Nice.
As always, the DF mystery box, retail value at $200. And it includes one 9.8, 1 Virgin, 1 Sign, 1 exclusive cover, and 10 random back issues. Retail value of $200. Curated Diamond 10-pack. All right.
Yeah, Dwayne, we can do that.
All right, Dwayne, you got it.
Be prepared for Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. No, I always try to throw something in. I always try to throw something in those packs that maybe wasn't as successful as it could have been. Like last year, I remember I popped a few Peter Cannon books in there because I love Peter Cannon. I love the character. I love the story. For whatever reason, it just the story and the art was great. It just didn't connect. Yeah, I mean, I could do a green white. Probably do a green white pack of stuff in my car, but but I always tried to find something that people had sort of maybe not seen, or like there's I remember once one Peter Cannon book came out. It was a great end to a story, but we had a super popular like Red Sonja book out, and people looked and they see Red Sonja cut someone's head off, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, man."
All right, so then we have, let's see, All-Star Batman #1, signed with Green Lantern cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Elvis Cardona. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we might rename it, Jay. And we've got it for $75.
Elvis is another guy that's sort of relatively newish, and he's joined us here in the chat a few times.
Yeah,
he's sort of really, these are people I kind of would like to see. I'd like to see more from, like on a Dynamite book.
Who to talk to. All right, so Rob's favorite of the night. Wonder Woman #1, signed with Aquaman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Eric Negron. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $75.
This is great. I hope somebody takes this home. This one's really cool. I very much hope someone takes this home because it kind of checks a lot of boxes.
All right, then. So then we got Batman Beyond #1, signed with Batman cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got tonight for $75. All right, then we have Venom signed with Spider-Man cover sketch collage by Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got that for $75. And this one I'm surprised no one has jumped on. Deadpool #1, signed with Gambit cover sketch by Tony Scott.
Yeah, this Gambit cover is very cool.
It's just a retail of $129.99.
This might be the best cover we have tonight, I think. And it's weird coming from me because I'm not a huge Gambit fan. But all in all, this might be the best cover we have tonight, just for what it is. You know what I mean? It's a single character, straight on shot. Very, very well done.
All right, and we got this for $75. All right, then the last signed book I think it's left. Flash #750, signed in silver by Joshua Williamson. It's just a retail of $69.99, and we've got it for $25.
Seeing Josh Williamson do books like Flash is just amazing to me. I've been a fan of this guy since he was in Monkey Brain doing a black and white book called Golden City. And he was still had his like full-time job or whatever. And, all the guys back then were not real sure if they were going to make it. And some of the people from Monkey Brain didn't blossom, but a few of them did become Josh Williamson and Mike Henderson, another guy from Monkey Brain that kind of really went on to have big careers. And it's very cool to see.
All right, books from Dynamite books from last week. We have Lilo and Stitch #4.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know what it is. It's not like I wish ill on Gambit like I do with like Shatterstar. that character, they can't get off fast enough for me. It's a terrible character. That sort of rogue character, no pun intended, just never appeals to me. I never like those kinds of characters.
All right, so then we got Vampirella Dark Reflections number one. I just
abhor Gambit, Lars Van said. Wow. I don't know if I abhor the guy, but you don't hear that word used very often.
All right. Then we have Space Ghost number 2.
That Space Ghost cover is neat. Didn't Rob buy that?
No, this is the issues.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
So, all right. So then we have Lilo and Stitch Ohana trade paperback, and we've got that for $13.99.
Sean, that sounds spot on, actually. Sean made the comment that Gambit's appeal comes from folks who grew up on the animated series in the 90s. And I
grew up on that series, and I do not like Gambit. So.
So then we got Lilo and Stitch Ohana hardcover for $19.99. So this obviously is good for kids. It's got that, as you said, it's got that children's book kind of feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of nice. I remember when my godchildren were younger, and I had to lock the door where my comic books were because it was just filled with Red Sonja and Vampirella and books of that nature. Right. And, these were my friends' kids that I was their godparent, and I just didn't think they should be seeing, Red Sonja holding some guy's head on the cover. I was happy to buy it, but I just,
All right. So then, all right. So you know what? We'll finish the Rex cap after we come back from break because I realize we're about a minute away. And Jay's probably thankful we're not going to be late, as always.
As always.
Because we generally are. So we're going to, like we do on a flight, we're going to make up some time here. So we're going to go 1 minute early to the break. Go ahead,
we've talked about that a bunch of times, so I'm glad that Robbie put that in there about FF Rex. We've talked about like one age after another. FF has been blessed.
And that's in order, reading order, Sean. So
I was going to say, you did do that in order, right? Because I see DeFalco, Ryan Wade, they've been, they've been fortunate. They've been real fortunate.
All right, we're going to our last and final break, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra, yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like...
No regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dosed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's going to be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! with Nancy McCann and Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience.
All right, we're back. All right, so finish up the recap. Vampirella number 669, cover A by Lucio Perillo. That one at cover price. Then we got Vampirella cover B by Elias Chatzoudas, and we got that for cover price at $4.99. Then cover C by Carla Cohen, and we've got that one at $4.99. Then we've got cover D, cosplay by Rachel Holland, and we've got that for $4.99. And then Vampirella number 669, cover E by Lucio Perillo. This is a virgin cover, and we've got that for $50. And then we've got Vampirella cover M by Lucio Perillo. This is the ultraviolet cover, and we've got that at $4.99. If you need to get caught up, Vampirella number 666 through 668, we have that still a cover price for $14.97 for the set. Then we've got Disney Villains Cruella de Vil number 4, cover A by Sweeney Boo.
Yeah, I love this cover.
This is a cover price of $3.99. Then we got Disney Villains Cruella de Vil number 4, cover B by W. Scott Forbes. And we got that at cover price of $3.99. Then we've got cover C by Gretel Lusky, and we've got that for $4.99.
I'm going to have to send the editor a letter that we don't want to have any more covers that don't have dogs. I want to see cute dogs on every cover.
Then we've got cover D by Mariana Puglia, and we've got that for $3.99. All right, let's go Thundercats. All right, so
I feel like I should have said ho there, but I didn't really.
All right, so Thundercats number 5, cover A by David Nakayama. Got this one cover price $4.99.
We're going to be getting a Chitara book too, which I'm super excited about.
That is true, and there is actually, I believe, a preview in this issue.
Oh,
and it was on FOC today, so you still have just a smidgen of time to let your shop know you want it.
All right, Dwayne, you got it, bud.
I think I saw Sue Lee today talking about you still basically what Robbie said. You just got a couple more hours, man. This was earlier today.
All right, so Thundercats number 5, cover B by Lucio Perillo, and we've got that for $4.99. That's a nice one. All right,
Yeah,
so then we've got Thundercats number 5, cover C by Declan Shalvey. And that one we have it cover $4.99.
I really like that one. I like that. The colors and the composition. I like that a lot.
And if you're reading the book, it really sort of has what I call story energy.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows there's that time where you get the cover and the cover's great, but not necessarily. This very much has story energy in it.
All right. So then we've got Thundercats number 5, cover D by Jay Lee and June Chung. And we got that for $4.99 as well. Then we've got Thundercats number 5, cover E by Ivan Tao. And we've got that for cover at $4.99.
That one's really for the Chitara fans.
All right.
And again, this is a book where I guess Warner Brothers was pretty strict about no cosplay.
I assume. I don't know, actually.
You can go out there, and there's several of the cosplayers that are doing some pretty cool Chitara cosplays right now because they're reading the book in preparation of the Chitara book coming out. I'm super impressed by what some of these cosplayers are able to do with makeup and practical effects, and like a heat molding gun or whatever. I'm really sort of Gracie the cosplayer turned a pair of boots basically into like tiger feet claw things for this, and I was just like,
cosplaying has come a long way.
That's a super impressive. She goes, oh yeah, she's like, my usual stops at the craft store and Home Depot, and I'm like,
All right, so then we got cover F. This is the action figure cover by Drew Moss.
Oh, nice.
Then we've got cover G. This is the Lucio Carrillo foil. Sorry, did my best, people. Still a little bit dark, but better than previously.
And I would say good job, Rex.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not easy to do. And Lars Man, absolutely. Ultimate Fantastic Four sort of gets trashed by people who talk about the Ultimates. Like, the Ultimates was a great book, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, obviously. Ultimate Fantastic Four is always sort of, lumped in short, like this isn't good. It was good until Reed does his heel turn. And I think to a certain extent, that was just too much for Fantastic Four.
It just came out of nowhere, too, when they did that, right? It's like they needed something big and weird, but it did give us the Maker, and Hickman's done some amazing things with that character since, so that's super cool. But Ultimate FF, the Mark Miller, Greg Land run, believe it or not, really solid. Also, the first appearance of the Marvel Zombies. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to be said for it. I get it. For certain people, Ultimate Spider-Man kind of gave us Miles Morales, right? So, everybody loves that. And the Ultimates gave us some of the quotes that they're still using in Avengers books. Like, do you think this A on my head stands for France? I mean, you got moments in the Ultimate books that you just didn't get.
Well, the Ultimate, for sure, helped influence the MCU 100%. And I'm not just talking about Sam Jackson. I'm talking about just the vibe of it, the tone of it. Like, it's very much.
Particularly, I think Robert Downey Jr. is sort of very much doing that, especially in the first movie. He's very much doing Tony Stark from the Ultimates universe as opposed to, you know what I mean? But yeah, in hindsight, it's all good. But at the time you're reading this and you're like, so Reed is just evil? And then you're wondering what's the point of having a Fantastic Four, right? They figure it out, and you kind of got some cool stuff. And like I said, it wasn't terrible. But I just think for in and of itself, for what it was, it's never going to be at like that Ultimate Spider-Man level.
All right, so then we have Thundercats number 5, cover H. It's the Carrillo foil Virgin. Give Jay a second there. Unless I sent him the wrong photo.
Jay's thinking, cut the variants, man. I can't do it. He's slamming Red Bull and espresso to keep up with all the images.
All right. So then we've got cover J. It's the David Nakayama version. There you go. You skipped it. I got you. Okay.
This is a guy right now when you talk about all hits, no misses. It's been a bit since an artist sort of, and I don't want to say comes out of nowhere because it's not like the guy didn't put in his time and work, but it just seems like one day David Nakayama is everywhere. And every book he does, every cover he does, it doesn't matter who it is. every cover he does is on the shelf, and you're like, yeah, I'll take that. I cannot remember the last time I saw that guy do a book, even if it was a character I didn't like, where I was like, yeah, it's, no, that's not. Maybe he didn't hit what he wanted to. It's just one hit after another for this guy, and it has been for several years now.
All right, so randomly when I have to refresh, images disappear. No problem, bud. All right, so then last cover for Thundercats number 5, cover W by Ben Oliver, and we got this for cover price at $4.99.
Oh wow, this is like a softening effect on this somehow. Right. I'm not quite sure how the artist achieved that. If it's a painting thing or a...
That's why you don't draw covers.
Digital, just very neat.
I have no idea.
That's just weird. I mean, in a good way, but...
It's like airbrush or something is what it looks like.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I almost feel like I'm seeing this on a T-shirt on the boardwalk in like 1991, like, oh, I'm stopping to take this.
All right, so now with the new trade paperbacks that are out. All right, sounds good, Robbie. We should be playing this weekend, buddy. All right, so new trade paperbacks. Gargoyles, here in Manhattan, hardcover, issues number 1 through 6, signed edition by Greg Weisman.
Oh.
And we've got this for $39.99.
I think I have this right here in my hand. That's a lot of money.
So then we have Barbarella.
And Greg Weisman is one of those guys I'll mention real quick. If you're like an Easter egg person, if you always like that look behind the curtain, go follow Greg Weisman on social media. This guy really, really digs the Q&A and like the sharing of the process behind Gargoyles now and even then. Really, really really a great follow on social media.
All right, so Barbarella, Woman Untamed, Volume 2, trade paperback, issues number 6 through 10. And we've got this for $19.99.
I think this is maybe Sarah Hoyt. She's kind of taken Barbarella in like the beginning. She sort of made everybody comfortable by giving you a Barbarella story that you're expecting from Barbarella. And then if I remember correctly, we start getting into 5, 6, where she decides, okay, hold on tight. Now I'm going to show you what this character can be. And I just thought that was, Barbarella I don't think has the largest fan base, but the people who really love the character appreciate what they get. And I just think I'm pretty sure it's Sarah Hoyt. I just think she did a great job here.
All right, and then we got Vampirella Year 1 trade paperback, numbers 1 through 6. And we've got that for $19.99. All right, there we go. So we have the Powerpuff Girls Ash Can. We're giving it away for free. But if you haven't purchased anything tonight,
oh, thanks.
We will have to, we have to charge the shipping. If you did purchase something tonight, we'll throw it in there for free. That's no problem. Just let me know because I do have a limited quantity that I can give away. So I don't want to just randomly throw it into packages. If you bought something, if you truly want it, put it on your submission form. All right. All right. So there are some things we have for $2 that I want to get rid of.
What?
Yeah. All right. So we have some Reader's Copy trade paperbacks. My friend, I may have to get around you. Sorry, buddy.
No, go ahead.
All right. So Captain Marvel, let's see, Secret Invasions. Let's see, collecting Captain Marvel's number 1 through 5 plus material from Civil War. $2. All right, Corey, give me a second, buddy. John, could you grab that sheet there?
Sure.
And
Lars, man, don't be scared. Be manly and embrace a love for Powerpuff Girls. Come on.
All right, and just jot down if you don't mind. Let's see, Corey Russ for a Lilo and Stitch trade paperback, if you don't mind. All right, so then The New Avengers. Let's see. Power. Let's see. New Avengers number 48 through 50 and Secret Invasion Dark Reign. All right. And we've got this for $2. All right. Gotcha, Dwayne. I'll get you down, buddy. All right. So then we have Teen Titans. Titans Around the World.
Which, you wanted the trade paperback?
Yeah, please. All right. Collects Teen Titans number 34 through 41. $2. Not making any claims about condition. This is literally reader's copy. Okay. Then we got the Exiles. Collecting New Exiles number 1 through 6. Let's see. All right. And we've got this one for $2.
So are these books from Nick's executive bathroom?
God, I hope not.
Oh, no.
All right, then
idea.
the order number 6 through 10. You got it, CJ. Let's see. Written by Matt Fraction, Immortal Iron Fist, Punisher War Journal, Empire Legion of Superheroes, and Ghost Rider. And we got this one for $2. So if you're interested in any of these, put it on submission form or throw it up in the chat or whatever. And as I said, readers' copies. All right, so let's see. Dwayne's claiming a power puffs. Let's see. All right, and CJ. All right. So did I miss anybody on the Powerpuff? So I got Dwayne and CJ.
Wow, this is real trippy.
Gotcha, bud. And
This
again,
is real trippy, man. Look at this. The inside of this. The inside of this is like watching Cartoon Network at like 3 a.m. when you get home from a club.
And if you're worried about your man card, you can always just fill out submission form or email me. All right, hold on there, Robbie. So it's Flash number 750. Triple B, gotcha. Let me put you down. Yeah. All right, gotcha, bud.
You are
the Flash is, let's see, Flash number 750, signed in silver by Joshua Williamson. It's just at retail $69.99. We've got it signed for $25. I'm literally giving the signed books away tonight. So let me know if you want it, Robbie. It is yours. No one has claimed it. All right. All right, and then we're going to do a quick Rex cap of
Robbie will take it.
All right, Robbie, you got it, buddy.
Nice.
Vampirella is a lot of things, Marcus. Girly isn't one of them.
Yeah, Lorena, sure. I'm pretty sure I can. All right. Okay, so let's do a Thundercats recap, and then we got to get to the giveaway. All right, so starting off with number 5, Thundercats number 5, cover A by David Nakayama. Got that at cover at $4.99. Then we've got cover B by Lucio Perillo. Also a cover of $4.99.
I like this cover a lot. The more I see it, the more I like it. I always wish this was like on a t-shirt.
All right. So then we've got cover C by Declan Shalvey. And that one's at $4.99. Then we've got so CJ, easy. Are you saying they need it or they requested it? Yeah, Rob. Rob, you shouldn't be a problem, bud. All right. So what did I leave off? Cover C. All right. Then cover D by Jay Lee and June Chung at cover price of $4.99. And then cover E by Ivan Tao, $4.99. Yeah, Robbie, just when you throw in the submission form, make that request, all right? Because single-handed this week. Amy is on vacation. I hope she's having fun. So she's just got to remind me. Thanks, CJ. All right, so Corey, Triple B. Who did I miss? You had somebody else there, CJ. Who did I miss? Easy go lucky. That's it. All right. Then we got cover F, action figure by Drew Moss. Action figure, yeah, by Drew Moss. And then we got cover G. Yeah, TJ, it certainly will. Yeah, I can throw it in there. You just gotta, keep in mind I'm one-handed this week, so I just want to make sure I remember. So put in your submission form. But yes, you'll be getting the invoice in the morning, TJ. I'm a little bit behind. All right. So all right. Then that's the Lucio Perillo foil, and then we got H, the Virgin foil. And then cover J, the Nakayama Virgin for 50. And the foil version by Perillo is $29.99, just so you know. Then we've got cover W by Ben Oliver. All right, and then the trade paperbacks, hardcovers, Gargoyles Here in Manhattan, hardcover, numbers issues 1 through 6. Signed edition by Greg Weissman for $39.99. Barbarella, Woman Untamed, Volume 2 trade paperback, issues number 6 through 10. Got that for $19.99. And then Year 1 trade paperback, issues number 1 through 6, and we've got that for $19.99. All right. So there you go. All right. So we need to do, all right. So the giveaway. Want to flash that up one more time there, Jay? Nice. So if you are watching and you haven't already, throw in the chat hashtag EXP Godzilla, and you will all automatically be entered. All right, so give everybody half a second to go ahead and do that.
Robbie, well, give everybody a second. Robbie, what's coming up next week? Remind everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Interview with the Vampire, continuing our look at the filmography of Tom Cruise. We're nearing the end, but we're not done yet. Interview with the Vampire, which held up super well compared to when I last saw it. So, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is like the start of all the tortured soul vampires and all that stuff. But, man, it's a pretty good movie that was way more gnarly in bits than I remembered. So that was cool.
I thought it was. He gave a different perspective on vampires, I think.
I think that's kind of why Anne Rice was popular when she came out too, because in literature you sort of had vampires were sort of here, and then she's like, hey, let's try this. Move to New Orleans, that, and it's sort of.
So Robbie, I never read the book. Maybe I should. Might be a good read.
I'll tell you, I've never read the book either, man, because I never read any of the Anne Rice stuff. But I hear the book is actually good because it gets into more of the story. Like there's more to it than what's in that 2-hour movie.
Commitment and experience. It's exactly what Robbie said. It's more of everything. If the movie is angel food cake, the book is like a heavy chocolate devil's food cake. You know what I mean? There's just sort of like a big.
Only difference. John would make that kind of analogy.
Well, no, and I wanted to mention this too. I think most of the people in chat probably know this, but a few of you that don't. Robbie covers a lot of stuff on his show. PCP is like a sort of like a really cool. I mean, I know people that are watching PCP that might not even necessarily be the most hardcore comic fan, or he kind of covers a lot of stuff, as the name says, in pop culture. You know what I mean? And I think that says a lot more than. You kind of watch it. It's a streaming show, acclaimed show, whatever. That's great or whatever. But PCP is like real entertainment for pop culture. Like I said, I have a couple buddies that don't even collect comics anymore, but they know who Robbie is. They watch the show. So if you're kind of maybe new to the chat or you're not super familiar, yeah, it's cool that Robbie joins us on Friday. Robbie kind of has this great little thing with Amy and Rex. but there's a lot more to it than just what you're seeing here. It's very much like a little bit of the tip of the iceberg.
All right,
go
Jay,
check him out where he is.
Let's spin the wheel, bud.
Thank you, John.
All right, here we go.
Good luck, everybody.
Fingers crossed for y'all.
No whammies, right?
Lyle
Hobson. Man, you're gonna have to pack that up to go on a dog sled. Oh no, that's right.
No,
He's home now, right?
He's home.
I forgot he's home now. I was gonna say
he no longer is freezing his butt off.
You're gonna have to wrap that
in temperate weather, just like the rest of us.
In Mylar, polyfoam, 3 levels.
So there you go. All right. So check out Robbie at what time Eastern?
9 p.m. Eastern. Yes.
There you go. And Jay, what do we got coming up on the EXP?
So after you get done watching Robbie's incredible show, at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, we're not going to have the Devil's Advocates. We're going to have Best Coast Comics with Bronze Age Nerd and Big B McFly, the comic book guy. Not exactly sure what they're going to be doing, but it's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, you still get Bronze Age Nerd. So
is it like a new show, Robbie, or is it like a Jay, or is it a one-off? Or
it's actually a show that Bronze Age does on his own channel. Kyle is at Raw tonight, working on pyrotechnics and whatnot. Yes, Raw. He's at WWE Raw doing that. So
very cool.
That's very cool.
All right, so I want to thank everyone: Robbie, John, Jay, who pushed all the buttons for us, and all the viewers out there. We appreciate you.
Congratulations, everybody that bought stuff, won stuff.
And we will be back on Wednesday, and Nick will be back on Friday, 7 p.m. for the original art show. There's always some great deals there and some real interesting stories. And I will be back with Robbie on Friday for the topic of the week. So everybody have a great week and be safe. We'll see you.
Thanks, everybody.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.